So in the last session, we have seen decision tree. That decision tree I will going to upload in the Trello. Means the thing is that that GitHub access I don't have, so I will upload it. Or if you want, I will share you direct code on your Gmail. From there, you can try practice on that. So today we're going to see KNN algorithm. KNN algorithm, K nearest neighbor. One sample data set I have taken. The data set is like this. इसमें कुछ numeric values है. Okay. And based on that we are just finding out कि कौन से similar categories में वो particular data points will going to belong. Okay, let it be open. If you can see on my screen. Okay, let me just, yeah, you can see these are the column names that are not clear. Even what is the data, that is not clear. They are just having a, this is a Kaggle data set. They are having numbers, some details are given, and based on the similarities on the data point we have to classify whether it is belong to class 1 or class 2. There are two categories are there. We just need to classify them. So the data set is look like this. You can see here the lot of datas are there. ये CSV data है, comma separated values है. First आपका indexes है, फिर ये WTT, PT1, ये सब कुछ columns है. Even I am also not that clear. I just downloaded from the Kaggle. तो इसके कुछ वैल्यूज है, ठीक है, 0.91, ये सब सपोज यू कैन थिंक इट लाइक समथिंग वैल्यूज आर देयर. बेस्ड ऑन दिस वैल्यू वी आर जस्ट क्लासिफाइंग. अगर कोई नया डेटा पॉइंट आता है तो वो कौन सी क्लास को बिलोंग करेगा, 1 और 0. ये बस तुम्हें टारगेट क्लास पता होना चाहिए. इनपुट फीचर का you will only, you can take all the feature because ये Kaggle data set है, it's for doing R&D, so they have just taken sample data. When you have a specific real-time scenario, in that case there will be a proper data set will be there, but this is just a sample, so you have to just run it and classify into one of the two class, 0 or 1. So these are the data set. So how you are going to start? First normal step as you all do, pandas, cbon, matplotlib, numpy, this you are going to import it. This matplot inline, as I said you, when you want the graph to be on the same notepad, not on the other. Okay, after that you will going to read the data. This data set you can read it in a two format. Either you can import it, as I said you, like this from google.colab and upload a file, or you can if you run this in a Jupyter notebook, then just give a path. What, how you will give the path? Just copy this path, like the whole path, and paste it there. Right now I'm running on the notebook. So in notebook, if you run this, it will won't run. Why? Because in notebook, how they will identify from which path you are reading this, right? So you have to add a complete path here. Let me add a comment. So when I will share with you, you should be able to identify. और जो फाइल नेम जब भी पास करोगे, just try to remove the space. Don't keep a space. तो क्या होगा कि कभी कभार compiler they will give an error. So you can replace space with underscore and give a path like this here instead of giving only the name. ऐसे जब तुम when you will going to pass this path completely on your Jupyter notebook, it will going to be run successfully. But if you run like this, that will give an error. Or you can do one thing, Jupyter notebook का जो folder है जहाँ पे file save किए हो, वहीं पे इस data set को रख दो. Then in that case, it won't give an error because it is on a same path where your actual file exists. Is it clear till now? After that, just run this df.head to see what the data is, whether you are getting the correct data. तो head function आपको top 5 data दिखाएगा. Based on the index 0 to 4, it is showing you. And you can see for all this value, there are some classes 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, right? So these are some classification. This is completely done by your algorithm will going to be do based on these values. This value might be not clear now, but algorithm will work because they have a mathematical expression. The model they will based on this value will classify into two categories. Now the thing is that these values are in the decimal, right? There are lot of values after the decimal. So what are required, what are supposed to do here? we need to import this standard scalar. Why do we need this standard scalar? It comes under pre-processing so that it can bring your value on one scale. वन स्केल मीन्स ये क्या करेगा कि सभी वैल्यू को एक नॉर्मल रेंज में ले आएगा सो दैट सपोज अगर किसी वैल्यू की डेसिमल वैल्यू बहुत ज़्यादा है so it might be lead to the error, right? So it will bring into one range. Maybe ये ऐसा ले लेगा 0.94, 1.38, 1.20, like this it will do. So that's why we import standard scalar. There are many things are there. Min max scalar is there, standard scalar, and many more scaling feature we say. This is just to scale the feature. So क्या होता है कभी कभार suppose here if you find that all values are within 0 and 1, right? If you see this, based on this value, you are classifying two category 1 and 0. All these value are in 0 dot or 1 dot. Suppose you find any value which are having 2.0, 3.0, then that value will be very large and it's very different from this data. So we have to bring them in a certain scale. मतलब अगर मैं ये बोलूँ कि rating, right? Rating, give your rating on Python. So you will give yourself rating from 1 to 5. If you give a rating like 1,000, then that is out of scale, right? So you bring those value rating in certain range from 1 to 5 so that all value can be comes under in that range. Is it clear what is standard scalar? अगर नहीं clear है तो यहाँ पे स्टैंडर्ड स्केलर का डॉक्यूमेंट दिखा देता हूँ मैं.
ये नॉर्मलाइजेशन टाइप का ही है ना जिसमें
हाँ,
मिन
correct.
मैक्स और
करेक्ट
min
करेक्ट.
max. Okay.
तो स्टैंडर्ड स्केलर का फॉर्मूला ये होता है बट लाइक मीन्स अगर तुम्हें सिर्फ जानना है तो यू कैन गो थ्रू दिस. It's correct to bring values in some normalized value. Okay, so standard scalar, with the help of standard scalar you bring value in certain range. अभी ये जैसे देखो ये डेटा है, अब तुम इसको स्टैंडर्ड स्केलर पे ये डेटा को प्रिंट करोगे तो ये 0011 है, ये डेटा को इसने कन्वर्ट कर दिया 0.5 सर्टेन रेंज में, या इसको देखो -1 में या 11 में ले लिया है, राइट? मतलब पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव बोथ वैल्यू आएंगे. सो इट विल जस्ट ब्रिंग द वैल्यू इन सर्टेन रेंज. ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ डेसिमल को ही करे, but it will bring value in certain range. I will show you the image also in case if you are not much clear. I think इसमें है कि नहीं देखना होगा. ये फीचर स्केलिंग में आता है नॉर्मली. Might be it is there in this website. Let me show you. So this is a standard technique to just bring those value in a certain range. Okay. Standardization का formula ये होता है. X means the given value minus mean value upon standard deviation. ये mu है, it is a mean. This is standard deviation. It is a current input value. Means जो current value है. So just bring them in a certain range. You transform those value. So जब standard scalar होता है, it will going to convert your value in certain range, and it can be both positive and negative. तो वो सिर्फ ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ डेसिमल को कम कर दे, बट इसका मतलब है कि वो एक सर्टेन रेंज में ले आएगा सो दैट ऑल वैल्यू विल बी इन अ सर्टेन रेंज. मीन्स सपोज -1 to 1 के बीच होगा और मे बी 0 to 1 के बीच होगा. So you never knows how the value will come because it based on your formula. This is formula. This mean minus your mu means your mean, x means your current value, and divide by standard deviation. So you will get this standard scale value. So इसका मतलब सिर्फ processing है. It's just to improve the performance. And once you are done with this, in that standard scalar value, you have to drop the target class because you wanted to perform only on the input feature. Output feature so already दो ही है, right? 1 और 0, right? Target class जो है वो in that you have only two values, right? 0 and 1. So you don't require that to scale. You have to just scale what column? Input features. What are those input features other than target class? So because of for that only I written df dot drop. df means मेरा data frame जिसमें मैंने पूरे डेटा को रीड किया है. You can see the variable this df. In this df, if you drop any column, it means that the remaining column will be used for standardization. So here I'm using scalar.fit df.drop target class axis1. Axis1 and axis0 मैंने बताया था. Axis1 means column or axis0 means accessing the values 0 and 1. If you remember this, you remember this, I told you this one. Axis 0 means taken into consideration all the rows. Axis 1 means एक सिंगल रो की ऑल कॉलम की वैल्यू, वो एक्सिस 1 होता है. और एक्सिस 0 मतलब एक सिंगल कॉलम का ऑल वैल्यू. इज इट क्लियर टू यू?
Yes.
एक्सिस 0 मतलब देखो, इस ये पूरा एरो means when you wanted to get the single column all value, you will pass axis 0, and axis 1 when you want for single row all column value. So here we did the same thing. Here I'm passing axis 1 because I wanted to consider all the values and I wanted to drop target class. ठीक है, इसके बाद मैंने drop कर दिया scale feature, and I will going to pass to my data frame scale feature which is having all the input feature and column all the column except -1. इसका मतलब क्या होता है पता है? Scale feature means scale means after scaling you have done scaling on what? All my input feature. ठीक है, तो मैं अपने डेटा फ्रेम को पास कर रहा हूँ, मतलब आई वांटेड टू रीड all those input feature that is scale 1 and I wanted to drop the last column, so that's why I pass -1. So all column -1 means it will going to drop because in order to scale I don't need my target class, so that's why I've written this. आप लोगों को समझ में आ रहा है? In case if you are not getting, please ask question. Is it clear to you? From the code, are you getting why I have called this? Because I wanted to drop target class in my final data frame. Once you are done with this, just call this from sklearn package. Model selection is your Python file. In that Python file, you have a train test split function. So train test split function को आप यहाँ पे कॉल करो. Scale feature. Scale feature means what? Your scale. अभी इसको standard scaling करने के बाद इसकी value देखो. Earlier it was positive, right? Now it is in the range of -1 to 1, right? देखो नेगेटिव में भी है, पॉजिटिव में भी है, so scale हो गई है वैल्यू, and you don't have a target class here. So now what you are doing, you are passing the scale feature, then target class जो पास हो रहा है वो आपको ये target label में पास हो रहा है, and test size you have given 30. It means that your train data is how much? 70%. इस फंक्शन को आप पैरामीटर पास कर रहे हो, तो जो स्केल फीचर में आपके जो स्टैंडर्ड स्केलिंग करने के बाद जो आपके इनपुट फीचर मिले हैं वो आपको किसको असाइन होंगे? एक्स ट्रेन को और एक्स टेस्ट को. और ये जो टारगेट क्लास है, टारगेट क्लास किसको असाइन होगी? वाई ट्रेन और वाई टेस्ट को. और जो टेस्ट साइज है आपका 30% है. इट मीन दैट you will going to be assigned means 70% is a training data. Now the question is कि KNN में K की वैल्यू कैसे डिसाइड करें, राइट? As you have to import the algorithm from sklearn.neighbor import knn classifier. जो भी एल्गोरिदम है, डिसीजन ट्री में हमने देखा था from sklearn.tree import decision tree classifier, from sklearn.regression import logistic regression और linear regression, from sklearn.ensemble import random forest. So यही पैटर्न है एल्गोरिथम को इंपोर्ट करने के लिए. ओके उसके बाद आप यहाँ पे एक नेबर को फाइंड आउट करके मीन्स हाउ मेनी नेबर यू वांटेड टू कंसिडर. तो यहाँ पे मैंने एक नेबर को ट्राई किया है. आई स्टार्टेड विथ टेकिंग k इज इक्वल टू 1. तो k1 को कैसे डिफाइन करते हैं? n नेबर इज इक्वल टू 1, मतलब यहाँ पे मैं k वैल्यू 1 पास कर रहा हूँ एंड आई एम try to fit this knn algorithm on my train data set. So when I did this and I did the prediction, I will get some values. So here you can check it, like when I printed the final confusion matrix after doing the prediction here, दिस knn dot predict x test, मतलब मैंने टेस्ट डेटा पे जो प्रिडिक्ट किया है, and I printed the confusion matrix, I'm getting this value. Here if you combine these two, you will get around 269 something, right? 54 54 64, yeah, 269 divided by 31, so that will be your, अगर इस diagonally इसको मैं ऐड कर दूं, and this then it will be 269 divided by 31, so it will give you accuracy something around 269, okay, 31, it will be giving me something something 86% कुछ आएगा, let me check, yeah, something nearby जा रहा है, means 31 269, yeah, something 89% कुछ आ रहा है, 87, yeah. So here the total accuracy will be around 0.89, means here two cluster are there, 0 and 1. For one cluster their accuracy is 0.89 और 0 की accuracy है 0.91. Am I clear to you? Am I clear to you?
Yes.
This all thing you will learn when you run this code. जितना इस कोड को ऐसे कोड को रन करोगे, प्रैक्टिस करोगे, you will come to know where we have to call which algorithm, okay, how to predict this confusion matrix. Confusion matrix को predict करने के लिए हमें दो चीज पास करना होता है, our test data label और हमारा जो prediction, मतलब y test में क्या है, आपका actual value है जो कि आपके डेटा सेट में है, और प्रिडिक्शन क्या है, जो प्रिडिक्शन आपके एल्गोरिदम ने किया है. तो कंफ्यूजन मैट्रिक्स इन दोनों के बीच का रिलेशन होता है. एक्चुअल वैल्यू, ये वाई टेस्ट जो है, ये टारगेट क्लास की कॉलम की वैल्यू है, और प्रिडिक्शन क्या है, जो आपके एल्गोरिदम ने प्रिडिक्ट किया है, उस बेसिस में कंफ्यूजन मैट्रिक्स ये क्रिएट हुआ है. एंड बेस्ड ऑन दैट योर क्लासिफिकेशन रिपोर्ट ऑन वाई टेस्ट एंड प्रिडिक्शन विल बी लाइक दिस. नाउ द क्वेश्चन इज वाई के वैल्यू आई हैव टेकन 1. आप के वैल्यू को डिफरेंट ले सकते हो. Here, let's see, I have taken a for loop and I am taking k value in the range 1 to 40. और मैं इसमें क्या कर रहा हूँ, एरर रेट फाइंड आउट कर रहा हूँ, मतलब जिस k वैल्यू पे मेरी एरर रेट ज़्यादा होगी, I will going to ignore that. So here, what I'm doing, I'm just calling the same thing that I did it here. I'm predicting that and I'm checking, is my prediction I is not equal to y test, then it will calculate the error. मतलब यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, I have written for loop. I'm predicting on my trained data, and that prediction will be going to done on test data, and I'm checking error rate dot append np dot mean, means अगर मेरा prediction मेरा actual data के साथ match नहीं होता है, then it will going to be append to this error rate list, and I will going to count that. After that I have just made a graph based on the error rate and a k value. तो इसमें आप देख सकते हो, जैसे जैसे मैं के वैल्यू, ये के वैल्यू बढ़ाते जा रहा हूँ, मेरा एरर रेट रिड्यूस होते जा रहा है, राइट? यू कैन सी, एंड माय एरर रेट इज वेरी लेस इन दिस, अराउंड समथिंग के वैल्यू 36 और 37 पे मेरा एरर रेट सबसे कम है. सो हियर यू कैन सी एज द एरर रेट ऑन दिस के इज इक्वल टू 23 अराउंड, वहां पे, तो इस पॉइंट पे मैं ब्रेक कर लूंगा, और इफ यू वांट टू कंटिन्यू यू कैन कंटिन्यू आल्सो. बट द नॉर्मल आइडिया इज, यहाँ पे अगर आप चेक करोगे, इसमें ये एक पॉइंट है जहाँ पे आपका एरर रेट कम आ रहा है, और उसके बाद सब उसी रेंज में है, सिर्फ एक के वैल्यू 36 या 37 है जिसमें एरर और कम हुआ है. सो यू कैन पिक आइदर ऑफ टू, आइदर के इज इक्वल टू 23 फ्रॉम हियर, okay, or k is equal to 36. So based on those two k value, you can pass it here. Where you are going to pass? Here. N neighbor is equal to this one. यहाँ पे मैंने random लिया है, but you can try it with your side, k2, n neighbor 3, 4, 5, and check it. What is the prediction? Is it clear to you how this KNN works? अभी
Yes.
ये KNN पे जैसे जैसे k वैल्यू को बढ़ाते जाओगे, वैसे वैसे एक्यूरेसी बढ़ती जाएगी, एंड यू विल एबल टू क्लासीफाई करेक्टली. और ये एक्यूरेसी किस बेसिस में है कि इट इज क्लासीफाई करेक्टली. whether it is belong to class 1 or class 0. The code was simple है, but you have to analyze it. Analyze कैसे करोगे? Because in the interview they won't ask you, but in the interview they might ask you what are the library you are using, कैसे classify किया है, top data, function, कौन सा एल्गोरिदम यूज होता है, व्हाट आर डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ स्केलिंग, यू नो, स्टैंडर्ड स्केलर, मिन मैक्स, फॉर्मूला क्या है उनके, right? They might ask you how you have dropped the column from a scale feature. So you have to tell that I have used dot transform function, and then I use df dot drop target class x is 1 because I wanted to drop all the values of that specific rows of target class. Because हम लोग, मैंने पहले भी बताया था, we pass each row as a vector. हम लोग each row को as a vector pass करते हैं, right? So we have to drop in the axis 1 level. Axis 0 कब drop होगा? When you wanted to just drop this column from not consideration, but हम लोग यहाँ पे as a vector के form में read करते हैं. So you have to take every value of each column. That's why we have passed axis 1. और यहाँ पे मैंने -1 क्यों लिया? Because I wanted to drop complete class, target class, right? Because target class is, I don't want to scale it. I wanted to scale only input feature. That's why I've written -1. तो ये colon मतलब ये होता है all the column -1. तो मतलब अगर 10 column -1 करोगे तो मतलब first 9 column you wanted to consider. Okay, is it clear? And then ये इसका मतलब तो मैं बता दिया है. Scale feature जो है वो ये दोनों का assign होगा, xtrain xtest. Target class will going to assign ytrain ytest, or test size will going to tell you 70% is your training data, 30% your test data. Is it clear? और ये तो ग्राफ है, ये साइज है ग्राफ का, 10 लेंथ है, 6 ब्रेथ है, plt डॉट प्लॉट रेंज, कितना रेंज चाहते हो आप? 1 to 40, मतलब k की वैल्यू मुझे 40 लेना था तो इसलिए मैंने रेंज डाला. एरर रेट मुझे यहाँ पे चाहिए, कलर मुझे ब्लू चाहिए था, लाइन स्टाइल डैश चाहिए, यहाँ पे लाइन स्टाइल डैश है. इफ यू टेक स्ट्रेट लाइन इट विल कम एज अ स्ट्रेट. मार्कर 0 मतलब क्या है कि मुझे ये जो पॉइंट है ना वो मुझे ऐसा सर्कल चाहिए था, तो इसलिए मैंने मार्कर 0 लिया यहाँ पे. यहाँ पे कुछ और भी ट्राई करके देख सकते हो, स्टार ट्राई करके देख सकते हो. मार्कर फेस का कलर क्या है? रेड. इफ यू वांट टू टेक ब्लैक यू कैन टेक इट ब्लैक. साइज क्या होना चाहिए डॉट का? 10. इफ यू वांटेड टू इंक्रीज यू कैन इंक्रीज इट. और टाइटल ये, एक्स लेबल क्या है? के. वाई लेबल क्या है? एरर रेट. तो ये मेरा एक्स लेबल के है, वाई लेबल एरर रेट है. सो हियर ये के वैल्यू जो 23 आई है उसके बाद से ऑल एरर रेट आर इन सेम रेंज एक्सेप्ट दिस error rate is equal to except k value 36. So you can take either k23 or k36 as your final k value, which is the optimum k value for the model. Is it clear? Is it clear to everyone?
Yes.
Great. Similarly, a credit card approval एक data set है. Will you take it as an assignment, which is based on linear regression? You just have to learn, means run this and try to see what they are doing. I will going to upload it by this weekend on this Trello. You just have to run on your Google Colab and check it. Or otherwise, if you feel, then you can try this one. Credit card fraud detection. ये वाला easy है. You can try this one. How you can based on the transaction you can find it out which credit card person is, which credit card transaction is fraud one. ठीक है? जैसा कि कभी मान लो कोई for any customer who is doing daily transaction of 1000, immediately on one day he did the transaction of 50 lakh. That is also something suspicious is looking. Means while paying on the, while swiping the credit card 2-3 times he forgot the password. So such kind of feature will be detected by this algorithm. So yeah, algorithm you just have to execute on your system, so you will get an idea how it is working. So I will give you this as an assignment. I'm going to share with you with the data set. I will upload it. You just upload it on Google Colab and run it. If you have any question, please ask. कहीं पे भी अगर कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा हो तो you can ask me. Similarly एक NLP के बेस्ड प्रोग्राम है जो कि हम लोग करेंगे. NLP means text, how you can analyze the text. I will going to show you. जैसा कि कोई भी न्यूज़ को हम लोग कैसे फेक या जेन्युइन करके क्लासिफाई कर सकते हैं. So based on the text, how you can analyze the text data, that also we're going to do it. But first you do the KNN, decision tree and logistic regression, linear regression that I explained. In the next session, I will explain you neural network based algorithm. Any question? Any question? If you want to analyze, yeah, tell me the mail ID I'm sending you right now. You can analyze it, and then I will means later on I will send it to you again. Yes. Tell me your mail IDs. Okay, Prashant. Okay, Prashant, do you have a question? Any question that you want to ask? Is it everything is clear to you? Because I have never uh, seen question you are asking, so I'm just wanted to know from you. थोड़ा spelling गलत हो गया, check कर लेना. Yeah, just open your Gmail and you can have a look on this once. Download any other data set of KNN and try to do it same step. So you will get an idea like how to process the data. And I will upload this code today, KNN and this credit card detection one. So just run this on a Colab, so you will get idea how we are processing the data, how we can uh, like get an idea from the data, how many rows, how to remove missing value, what is EDA, everything we will going to do that. Okay, so let's connect in the next session. Till then, you just run this code. By today, I will going to upload it, the code and data set both. This is the data set. I will upload both so you can practice it.